You're watching Metallica Mania, and it is Classics Month, Day 3. And, well, I thought maybe I would go back in time a little bit, maybe go to an early 80s album, maybe. And I decided on, as you would see, the title of this is Black Sabbath's Born Again. Um, yeah, there's one half of the community that despises this album, half of the community that loves this album. I'm kind of in the middle. I think it's above average, but not as, like, it's not perfect, almost. It's not a perfect album. I definitely consider it a classic of the genre of metal in general. It does have that doom element to it. It has, of course, a lot of doom metal has really slow moving tracks, and this album has a lot of tracks that are high speed and slow, and some of them that are really slow as well. And it kind of gives you the best of both. This is their only album with Ian on vocals. Um, it starts off with the track number 1 is Trashed. Like, if the video is, well, one of my favorite metal videos ever. Um, the video itself. The song is good too. Sometimes the vocals and the guitars do not line up, but the thing is with this album, it's kind of like a cult classic almost. That's why I put it here. That's why I consider it a classic, because I'm part of that cult that likes this album. And yeah, I would give it a 9.3. It's definitely not their best one by a long shot. But I do like the album for what it is, and that is, well, an experiment and a rebellion against the norm. What black metal was, what black metal is, but it still is, because you still see it. Trashed. That song was kind of like a weird one. It was kind of inappropriate as well. The video is inappropriate. Um, you have songs like like right after the weird track Stonehenge, which kind of differentiated the first from the third track. Disturbing the Priest, kind of a slow moving track that's more of a, kind of has some of the vocals and the guitars not match up, but it somehow stays enjoyable. There's definitely a points deduction there, like a little bit in that song, and little inconsistencies in that song with how the length of the track. The Dark, another, and then Zero the Hero. You didn't know Cannibal Corpse covered this on one of their EPs. The same, I think it was Hammer Smashed Face EP. Um, yeah, this song is definitely one of those weird tracks. It's another weird track. All these tracks are weird. Um, Zero the Hero is one of my favorites on here. My favorite track on here is number 6, Digital Bitch. Definitely my favorite track on here. Definitely way better than Trashed, way better than anything else on here. And the middle half of the middle is probably the best part of the album. And then 7, 8, and 9 kind of on the fence with, but I still think they're decent. Like, Born Again, way too fucking long. Like, I mean, this song is like almost 7 minutes long, and it just, like, there's some parts that are good, but then it just carries on and on and on, and it's kind of like. And then Hotline has amazing riffs. Tony Iommi saved this song almost because of the great riffing in the song. And then Keep It Warm, another kind of boring track, but it's kind of a good track to end off the album with. So overall, a good album, and one that's enjoyable at least. It's definitely it's above average just for the tracks that it's got, but it doesn't really the last half of the album isn't as, well, good as the first half, which is kind of a bummer for this album, but it was definitely a good experiment, and definitely a cool release. I consider it a cult classic. I know a lot of other people in the community do, and I'm part of that cult for liking this album. I don't completely hate this album like some people do. I think Zero the Hero, Digital Bitch, and Hotline are some of the great songs on this album. And yeah, Born Again's just way too long. the song itself, the interior of the song is pretty good, but then like the goodness kind of draws out as it gets longer and longer. And then Keep It Warm is the same aspect. Like it's a little bit too long. Maybe if it was like 4 minutes, it would have been better. It has good riffs. It has good other stuff, but it's just way too long and just way drags on. So yeah, that's the only deduction. That's why it gets a 9.3. That's all I got to say about this album. Definitely leave a comment on what you think of this album and what I missed, what I might have like gone like just didn't retain on this album. I just listened to it, so it's I listened to this album a lot when I was like first getting into Black Sabbath. It was on a lot of really horrible albums list, like the worst albums ever released. This album is definitely not the worst ever released. They call it the Saint Anger of Black Sabbath. Think of Iron Maiden because I have an Iron Maiden shirt on, but yeah, they consider it the worst Black Sabbath album. They consider it the Saint Anger of Black Sabbath. No, like it's not the Saint Anger of Black Sabbath. I don't think Black Sabbath ever had a Saint Anger. So yeah, it's good. I like it, and I have an idea. Maybe because I have to listen through Dio's Magica because I picked up a copy of it, and I have to listen to some other Dio albums because I picked up it. Maybe I'll do a Dio ranking because I've listened to all Dio's records. I like all of them, and I would like to give a pretty good video for one of the days of Classics Month, which would be a ranking of Dio, which no longer is a band. So yeah, I hope you guys looking forward to that. I don't know when that's going to be done. It could be done in maybe a week or so. I'm kind of really busy. I have some stuff planned for this weekend. So yeah, check out my other videos on the channel. Leave a comment if you liked the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one, which will be tomorrow.